Hello, all you Garabands out there above and beyond and around the world and the universe. Welcome to another edition of the Gare Bear Review, and we are going to go over As Above, So Below. Wow, I actually said that perfectly for the first time. Yes, welcome to another edition, and we are going to go over As Above, So Below, the not-so-French film that's American, that tries to be Harry Potter, if you will. Yes, in case you didn't hear me that just before, it's like exactly, I mean not exactly, but there are some Harry Potter instances. Yes, there's the Sorcerer's Stone or the Philosopher's Stone if you care to tit for tat on that. There's also Nicholas Flamel, who, yes, is a character in Harry Potter, but if you care to know history, there is an actual person named Nicholas Flamel in actual history, and he does deal with the Sorcerer's Stone, which is kind of cool. Uh, let's see. It was actually very interesting in this movie because the catacombs are actually real. Yes, in France there are these things called the catacombs. It's a labyrinth of hallways and tunnels deep into Paris, France. If you don't know, they're actual tours that people do take to go in to these tours, and it, they're not really too scared, but the people who have lived there all their lives do know about the stories of the catacombs and what they do. Now, I will explain to you what they do. Now, the catacombs are there to apparently what happened during a war or a satanic ritual, I believe, during a war and a satanic ritual. They would bury the dead bodies of soldiers and sacrifices down to this, and they would line the walls of the dead, and uh, basically it it ended up being haunted. The dead would just basically they would fuck with your mind if you went into these catacombs. They would it's just the way that the movie is set up is actually very interesting because it actually tells you what they have to do. As above, so below. You have to go further down in order to go up and get out of the catacombs. Now, I don't know if that's true. I don't know because I've never been there. I've never been to Paris. I've never been to France, so I wouldn't even know. But I do know of the stories that people tell me and of what people do in these catacombs. So it's a very there. If you have the chance to talk to somebody who's probably hopefully lived through this, lived through an event like that, I would definitely would want to talk to them. They're very interesting stories because it fucks with your mind like immensely. You know, it shows you things that it shows you fears that you would have or destruction that you may have in your life, and it projects it into like real life apparitions that you can touch, feel, and possibly die from, and it's actually horrifying to even think about that something like that could do something like that. Now the thing is about this movie is that it was horrible. It was badly written. It was badly casted, although the unknown casting, I like to call it because I don't really know these actors, which just makes it even more realistic, or it just makes it better that I don't know them, so I don't think it's fake. Because the way that it was filmed like Cloverfield, one person camera view, but they did have different camera shows with like there's like four main characters or something like that. The actors' names are, I believe, Peter Weeks, Ben Feldman, Edwin Hodge, Francois Civil. I think there's like another character in there somewhere that was like a main character. It just was a very interesting movie, and I would definitely, if you are into the catacombs or anything like that, like the unknown, the supernatural, if you will, I would definitely want to check this out, just like I did. If you're definitely like me, I didn't. Now, like I said, I personally I liked it as a person who's into this, and it could have been. They have a great story. They have a good plot. It just wasn't done the right way. If they, it needed to be written better. It needed to be get better actors who unknown cast members if you want to do it that way. but it had to be better. The character development didn't really need to be there because they actually did a decent, they did an okay job. Like the way they did it was that they're filmmakers on a documentary, and that's the way it pulls, you know. And it ended up being predictable, which is fine in some movies, but it depends, you know. It needs to. I'm just basically what I'm getting at is that it needed to be written better, so that way the audience can believe it. Now, putting Harry Potter aspects into it, like Nicholas Flamel, even though it's not really a Harry Potter aspect because technically Nicholas Flamel was way before that, and so it was the Philosopher's Stone stories, it didn't help a lot because you live in an age where people are going to compare and contrast things to other parts of those stories. So if someone's a Harry Potter fan and not a Supernatural fan, you're going to get the person saying, "Hey, Nicholas Flamel, Sorcerer's Stone, Philosopher's Stone, hey, that's Harry Potter reference. I don't like that. Why is that in a horror movie? Why is that in a rated R movie?" It happens. So what I'm saying is I'm only recommending it for those who enjoy this type of stuff. But I'm telling you right now, it was actually really badly done. I it did creep me out because there were instances where I got goosebumps. It was kind of creepy. It's also a little bit confusing at some points because when you start figuring out, because it takes you a while to figure out that you have to go down to go up. I mean, besides me telling you this before you see the movie or after the movie, it's it gets to a point where it's insanely awkward and weird, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it's very interesting. The ending sucked as well because I was hoping that they would all die, but that was just me. I'm kind of weird like that, you know, especially in a film that actually does stuff like this, especially when you're picking off people one by one by one by one. Uh, there were survivors, unfortunately. I'm not gonna tell you who, but there are survivors. So I would definitely check that out. Uh, if if you're going to check it out, please do it without paying. Go to the library. I mean, if you want to spend $1, go to the those red boxes by 7-Elevens or whatever wherever they are in your hometown. Also, maybe you can Netflix it probably. I don't know if you want to do that. But if you do want to check it out, do it that way. Try not to spend your money on this. Uh, I will say this: I do not know what our next film is. I know I'm just as shocked as you are. Hopefully it will be Transformers. I know I've been saying that for the past few reviews, but we're getting there. We're getting our schedules together. Hopefully our special guest will be able to come and visit. I really hope so. Yes, I'm looking at you, David, trying to get that shit done. But yes, we're trying to get this done, and I'm hoping it will be Transformers 4 before it comes out on DVD. Hell, we probably may even do the review on the DVD release, which is in a few weeks. So stay tuned for that. Just stay tuned in general. Make sure you guys like, subscribe to my channel. Give it a big thumbs up. It's down there below somewhere. Share it, like it, do whatever you got to do because you're awesome. I'm awesome. The whole place is awesome. Everything is awesome. No, we're not going over Lego Movie because I already did that and you know that. So stay tuned for the next adventure, guys.